All right. This one's the mic? Yeah, I think the mic is this way. Good morning. We're recording What's the Go in the morning, which is different to normal. Hey, Stu.
Yeah, very different. Perhaps because your mind will be sharper being early, you may get into a rhythm of pointing the recorder at who's talking at the appropriate time.
Hey, I feel like you've been trying to tell me something over the last couple of episodes about where to have the mic.
Yeah, well, it's just... If we go to the trouble of recording these, it's just people want to hear it, I guess. It's just the basic idea of it. Yeah.
Can I ask where you got this notion that people want to hear it?
Well, when I say people want to hear it, I mean, if they've chosen to press play, ideally they'll be able to make out the words being said.
I was under the assumption that at least 70% of our downloads were accidental and plays were accidental.
Yeah, or people training to be mechanics, listening for any engine trouble.
Wow, wouldn't that be good to find out that we were used in a mechanics training video one day?
Absolutely. Look, I'm thinking about a new theme song. What do you reckon?
Sure.
What's the goal now? You're fucking whole now. Is that appropriate or?
No, I don't like that at all.
Okay.
It seems inappropriate for the morning time.
Yeah, it was a bit energetic for the morning, sorry.
I thought you were going to go something more along the lines of like a breakfast show kind of vibe.
Oh, with lots of kind of whoop, 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 ding, wooga.
Nice. I was thinking a breakfast television show, but yeah, I like your breakfast.
Okay,
No, I like your breakfast radio show, like flushing toilet sounds and it's Rambo and Jumbo in the morning, that kind of vibe.
Stu and the Shunt Dog coming at ya.
Oh, Shunt Dog's up to his old things.
You got a non sequitur there for us, Shunt Dog?
Now let's prank call someone. Yeah, all right, enough of that. We could go on with that for a while.
Showed me a great video of Sean Kenny Dow, which you're going to chuck up on the socials.
Yeah, I'll find a way to get it to the socials. God, it's brilliant. So Sean Kenny Dow appears to be playing in the Super League now.
Well, the video attested to that, yes.
However, it appears as if he doesn't know that.
Or what club he's playing for, more specifically.
Absolutely that. So he does an amazing fend, couple of great steps, then passes it back to a player from the other team who appears to have gotten up from an injury in back play, who runs away straight for the try.
Now, it's pretty clear to me that he's forgotten what club he's playing for or what his jersey colour is in that split second, which is just... makes me wonder why it hasn't happened more before, with players switching clubs at the rate that they do,
I feel there's another thing that could be going on, which is that I think I've seen in soccer occasionally in lower divisions when a defender is on the end of just a ridiculously good cross and decides, fuck it, I'll go for my own goal here and just do a bicycle kick or something like that. And maybe Sean's like, well, this pass would be amazing. Like, it does, doesn't matter, it's the other team.
Yeah. Does it still count as a try assist?
Exactly. Like, maybe he doesn't care. He's like, try assist, it's brilliant. How was your weekend of sport watching? Anything fun?
I gotta say, I didn't really watch much sport at all. I didn't really watch NRL. Oh, I did watch, I watched the 2 Friday games, so that's about it.
Yeah, that was depressing for me.
I was...
Tigers gun tiger.
Well, I was out actually watching it with a couple of pals, and it was quite an exciting finish for anyone who watched the Tigers-Warriors game. There was quite a loud noise when that last pass went over the touchline from the Tigers right on the blower. But, And then, unfortunately, watched the Dragons-Sharks game as well, which was an absolute stinker of a game, really.
Yeah, it was pretty shit.
Except for the golden pointedness, but...
What are your thoughts on golden point in rugby league?
I don't mind it at all. Like, I think if you didn't have it, you would just have a lot of extra time situations where you play out both halves of extra time with nothing happening.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean?
This is a good topic. Let me dwell on this. So, yesterday I happened to catch, it was devastating but brilliant. I think one of the most interesting things in sports... Oh, that's funny. I think one of the most interesting things in sports is overtime in playoff hockey that means something, right?
Yeah.
I support the Edmonton Oilers, Canadian wife family from Edmonton, and we lost 3 games straight in a 7-game series, and this was game 4, and it went to triple overtime, and we lost in triple overtime. It was horrible, but it went for, so they scored with about 9 minutes to go in the third overtime, so that's 48 extra minutes of play where the whole time one goal wins it for you.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's so tense.
Can you hold that tension for that long? Like,
it's funny.
As a viewer, I'm not even talking about a player.
It's funny because the tension gets more and more, but the players get tireder and tireder and kind of... Because ice hockey is very, very physically demanding.
Is anyone thinking about how the players get to sleep that night? Because how do you let go of all that elongated tension? Don't answer that.
Yeah, you set that up. The other thing I was going to bring up is the NFL's rules of overtime, which is kind of, I think, could be implemented to NRL, but it kind of wouldn't work as well. But they have the thing where the team who receives the ball in the kickoff of overtime get a set. They get to try and score. If they don't score but do score a field goal, the other team gets a set to try and score a touchdown to win the game.
Right.
Which I kind of like. That it's not like it's.
Why do you think that came in though?
Because it was just whoever gets the ball can score a field goal, pretty much.
Okay.
If you score a touchdown, you win the game immediately.
Oh, I see. Because it's too easy.
Exactly. It used to be people weren't going for a touchdown; they were going to get to a field goal spot and score a field goal.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you think that NRL Golden Point needs any improvement or anything like that, or any change for finals?
No. Just I think the way that the game is going, it depends if they change the rules or not. The 6 again rule, all that sort of stuff, if they change anything to slow the game down a touch because the players reach a point where they just say we can't play like this.
Yeah, loss of limb and
then you'll have tighter games and more golden point situations. As it stands at the moment, I think golden point's going to get rarer and rarer, to be honest.
I agree, and I feel like we're seeing that a bit this year because it's more blowouts than ever.
More blowouts, and, towards the back end of games, I think I think games can still be tight, but there's going to be less and less that are tight for 80 minutes. I think you get to the last 20 when everyone's tired, arms start going out, touch
Kenny Dow starts passing to the other team.
Start forgetting what jumper you're wearing. Players get tired, make mistakes, stick arms out, get sin bin, whatever, then it's more likely that there's going to be results, in my opinion.
I quite like the AFL approach. Come back next week. Like that's like
it's smart from a business sense, I suppose. But
I've only ever seen it once in playoffs, and that was the tied final, Collingwood St Kilda, and they came back and played the next week. I don't know what would happen if there was a tie in a prelim final.
Yeah, good point.
They must have rules. They must have something. But do they come back? Does everything get pushed back a week?
What if there's just a series of ties? You got the grand final in December.
Love it. It just keeps going, and we're pushing into next season.
You guys had a bad preseason. Well, it was 1 week long. What do you mean?
We can't continue playing that final this week. We've got another game as well.
But they used to do this in the league in the 70s. Sharks and Manly had a grand final that was tied. And I think, I'm going to have to go and look, I think they came back a couple of days later and replayed it.
Wow.
It was like on a Sunday grand final.
Fuck it, we're coming back Wednesday.
Tuesday.
Jesus. Love it. I want to look into that. That's great.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up and make sure that's right. But I'm pretty sure it was only a couple of days later.
As a fan of the round ball game, I have a love-hate relationship with penalties. I think that I kind of enjoy watching them when I have no dog in the fight, when it's teams I don't like, right?
Yeah.
Like an Argentina-England Pens, as normally happens. But if it's your own team, it just feels like such a cruel fate and cruel way to go out.
Yeah.
Do you remember the MLS, the American Soccer League, had their own form of penalties in the 90s?
Yeah, I think you've told me about this before.
Yeah, I feel like they got the ball from about halfway and had a one-on-one with the keeper. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, you have told me about that before. Visually, I suppose, pretty exciting because there'd be a lot of anticipation as they've got a fair bit of field to make their way up.
Yeah, there's a lot of running going on there. Oh, that's another thing that got me. Speaking of making your way upfield, I was watching the hockey yesterday. One of the fastest guys in the league and one of the best players, Connor McJesus, plays for Edmonton. I saw his speed at one point. He was going 42 k's an hour.
Nice.
That's crazy.
Well, I suppose they got some good skate tech going these days.
I assume they got some good skate tech.
Let me ask you a question about hockey. And more importantly, your experience with hockey. So
go on.
You've obviously chosen to support your wife's family's team, right?
Yes.
You didn't feel like being a prick and choosing the Bruins and just kind of rocking up in Bruins gear and rubbing Bruins stuff in them?
I think so. The prick team would have been Calgary.
Calgary,
yeah.
Course, sorry,
yeah. That is.
I just like the word Bruins.
Bruins is good.
What is a Bruin?
It's a bear. It's a type of bear.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's all right.
You shouted that really loud. That's going to peak a lot.
It's a bear. It's a type of bear. No, I'm just having a Canadian wife. I'm taught if you are to say it's a bear, it must be with a bit of force because there's a bear there. It's a bear.
Very often it is actually a bear. Yeah.
You can't just go, it's a bear. I'll go, what? I chose to support their team. I came at a low point. There was a very low point for Edmonton hockey for quite some time. Ever since they traded away Gretzky, they haven't won again, and they've made one final. And they had a run of getting... So if you are the worst team, pretty much, you go in a lottery, bottom 5 teams lottery, to get the first overall pick in the draft.
Yeah.
It's one of those sports where the draft is rather important. We, at one point, had 4 number 1 draft picks in 5 years. Only one of them worked out. We kept picking the wrong fucking idiot, and it wasn't good.
Well, that's interesting. A couple of things there. Mid-sentence, you pointed at the recorder at me like you were expecting me to interrupt you. That's nice.
Sometimes I kind of like throwing you off by just pointing at you mid-sentence, like a weird interviewer.
Secondly, do the Oilers have a mascot or a logo of any kind? What's that look like?
The logo is an oil drop.
Oh, so it's an oil drop. Okay.
Yeah, it's representative of the town being an oil town.
I understand that. I was just trying to figure out what they went with in terms of visually representing that.
Well, okay, so it's a rather large oil drop and the word Oilers. It's nothing too fancy. The colours are orange, white, and blue, and it's pretty garish, if I might say. But there is an interesting one which is in the, I want to say, 90s, mid-90s. Out of nowhere, they had H.R. Geiger design a uniform for them.
Right.
The guy who designed Alien. Yeah, so we got this weird, mechanical-looking oil drop on a black jersey.
Oh, right. I thought you were going to say, a big oil rig bursts out of the jersey.
Nice. That's kind of funny, too. Yeah. The lower league team is called the Oil Kings, and I much prefer that.
Yeah. Bit weird, though, if you're a lower league team called the Oil Kings, and the Oilers are up in the actual top league, but anyway.
Yeah, I get you. No, hockey, I don't know, they got some weird names. Tampa Bay Lightning,
That's okay.
Calgary Flames, that's pretty,
but
didn't think much.
Do you have an extra appreciation for teams like the Oilers who have chosen a mascot or icon that is synonymous with their area for a particular reason, like Flames? What's that got to do with Calgary?
I have wondered that myself. Yeah, I know what you mean. Los Angeles Kings, that's a bit up themselves. Yeah. San Jose Sharks.
Probably a good time to mention our friends at California Rugby League. Again, they've got the right idea when it comes to team names.
Mate, I was watching a bit of that this week. I am all for it. I love this league. I love what's going on. I think they're...
Drone shots. A lot of the footage we've seen are from drones directly above the players. That's really good to watch, I think.
Really good to watch, or really seasick-inducing. Do you remember Acid Cam in the Origins when they had that one on a wire before drones?
I think they had teething problems with that.
Yeah, we had no idea what we were looking at. It was It was bizarre.
Yeah.
I looked at the jerseys too. I am firmly happy he decided to support the Mongrels. Their jersey's great.
It's mongrel. I had to apologise to them. I kept saying mongrel.
The mongrel. Is mongrel a plural?
Well, mongrel...
Several mongrel.
But if you're calling someone a mongrel and then there's a second mongrel there, they are mongrels. But again,
it's the spirit of the team. They're all mongrel.
They have mongrel.
Mongrel
is the idea. Yes.
Do Americans pronounce the word mongrel the same we do? I feel we have a heavy U in mongrel.
I didn't think they even knew what it meant.
Me too.
It's probably expat Aussies bringing that word over.
Well, you'd be surprised. I looked into it a bit, and all the interviews I could find seemed to be Seppos, seemed to be Americans.
Okay.
But no, I was really into it. I love their jersey. I am going to start trying to watch more. I believe their season starts around June, I want to say, something like that.
When we remember, we'll chuck the link up to their merch page because, yeah, there's some good stuff on there.
And I'm going to start trying to watch it, and I'll give you weekly updates on once they go about what's going on in the CRL.
Yeah. Back to hockey, though. I'm just wondering, like, how many... Do you have much engagement with any Aussie hockey fans? Like, do you know any people that support it in your circles? Or?
There's one person I can talk to. Two people at work I can talk to about it. Our Canadian services manager, Guy.
Yeah.
I occasionally talk to him about it. He's a Toronto fan.
All right.
Who are looking great this year.
What's their thing?
The Maple Leafs. Yeah.
Go on.
Better than the, so look, they didn't think too hard because, like, Vancouver are the Vancouver Canucks and Montreal are the Montreal Canadiens.
Okay. Is Canuck
derogatory? No.
Am I right in thinking that's like a native people?
No. Canuck is a shortening of the word Canadian.
Oh, right.
It's just like an Aussie. A Canuck. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I've gone through my life thinking that was some sort of word for like a tribe of some indigenous peoples.
Hey, look, I could be wrong, but I think a Canuck is just a Canadian.
Okay.
Yeah, look, hockey. I like it a lot. Oh, and the other one at work is one of our faves, Toes Dog. He's a Canadiens fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So I have a few. Other than that, not really many people to talk about it here. It's one of the far lesser followed sports in Australia for obvious reasons. There is a league though.
Yeah, we may have talked about that on this podcast.
I feel like we might have too.
Anyway, let me express something. I'm going to go back to NRL for a minute. The interior decorator is going to the Knights. In all these mid-season movements and stuff, I don't know, for some reason I didn't mind him being at Brisbane. Brisbane at the moment seemed to suit Lodge, the interior decorator.
Yeah, yep. Can I say I don't remember much mid-season movement in my youth.
No, it's all happening now as it gets more kind of, I think, Americanified in some way.
Americanified and Europeanified, because the thing that got me with the Europeanified was last year our loan of Harry Grant.
Yeah, that's good. I think that should happen.
I kind of like it, yeah. If you got too many,
but also,
wingers.
Like, you've got to manage your books for what you think's going to happen 3 years' time. If you get there and you suddenly all your hookers are down or whatever, but another team's got a surfeit of hookers who aren't going to get first grade time.
Exactly.
There's no reason not to give them a trade other than the risk of them having some sort of horrible long-term injury.
Yeah, and I thought about that last year. Like, what if we were to send Harry Grant back, with an ACL or something like that? What happens there?
Yeah.
Maybe there's a clause that you have to buy him or something if you injure him.
Oh, right. Break and buy.
Exactly. Yeah, if you tamper with it, it's yours.
What's Tampa's logo?
The Lightning. That was funny. You went back there. Yeah. Another sporting thing that happened this weekend, old man Mickelson won his USPGA.
I was pretty happy with that. I like Mickelson.
I do too. He seems like a kind of decent guy.
Yeah, he's a bit like Tiger without all the arrogance and kind of hooker sex.
Wow. Yeah, I suppose, hey? Yeah. It's like
I just meant in kind of, approach to golf, joviality, that sort of thing,
Yeah, I saw a weird interview with him from a long time ago. It wasn't an interview per se, but it was some man called Scoops Callahan.
Yeah, some great golf names at the moment.
Well, this wasn't a golf man. I think this was some kind of comedy interviewer. But he was just yelling at Mickelson next to him saying, "How does it feel to win the USPGA Open? How's it feel?" And he said, "Why are you yelling? You're only a foot away from me." He said, "It's me, Scoops Callahan."
Oh, so his character is like an old-timey newsman.
I think so, yeah. And then he said,
"What a scoop!"
Yeah, and then he says, "Thanks, Scoops." it was kind of cool.
I want to find out more about.
Yeah, I'll look into that. Yeah, all right. I had a devastating Swannies loss on the weekend to Freo. That sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's something we should talk about. The AFL could be fucked again. Could be fucked.
COVID-wise.
COVID-wise, yeah. 2 teams in isolation already. This weekend looking pretty shaky as it is.
I think they can afford to put off a round for a week or so, couldn't they?
Grand final style, just push it back a week. Played on Wednesday.
But legitimate. No.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I think they could push it back around. You just worry that kind of cascade of events, and suddenly we got,
you could only
Melbourne teams living in Brisbane.
Well, yeah, you can only do it for a week or 2. But before, you can't just keep rolling on until everyone's COVID-free. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll keep you updated on that.
Is it that bad? I shamefully didn't pay much attention to that COVID news from Melbourne. So, how many cases?
I think it's up to 10 or something like that. So, and it's that thing also. I think the more the fear is your boy Dan Andrews and his overreactions.
Well, I don't know that I agree with that. I don't think he's necessarily overreacts, but
sure, maybe I said over in the wrong term. Dan Andrews and his reactions.
All right,
they tend to lock down.
Did I read correctly that a COVID bloke or person was at a Collingwood game?
Yes, and there is now a seating chart of the MCG as to which areas are probably affected.
Yeah, that's the problem.
You get people yelling a lot at the footy too. Probably.
Well, yeah, especially if there's a bear around.
It's a bear.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the weekend of sport. Really, the end of the Premier League was a fun, interesting day. I mean, less so for my Saints. We got pumped 3-0, but whatever. We stay in the league, which is good.
Is all kind of forgiven and forgotten with the Super League gear, or is it just not? Is it just not talked about?
It's kind of. No, there must be machinations in the background somewhere, but yeah, there's less talk about it. And Real Madrid and Barcelona, the teams like Real Madrid especially said they were in $100 million debt. They're just out buying players now, and it's just like what's going on?
Spend money, make money.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're not making money yet. But that was good in terms of that. Atletico Madrid won La Liga, which was a turn-up for the books. And Lille won the French League, which is a real turn-up for the books.
Yeah. A little surprising.
That's good. It's good.
Yeah.
City won the Premier League, which, they look like a good team, and they seem like a decent bunch of guys after watching that Amazon thing, but I don't like City.
Yeah, no, fair enough. And sorry for my puns there. I'm just trying to get some practice in for Dad Pants, our new podcast, Monty's trip into fatherhood, and myself and some friends are going to give him some advice along the way. But yeah, I think part and parcel of all that is, not just the looking after a kid, but training to be a dad. Bad puns, caring about your lawn, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, if there are an increase in puns on this podcast, then that's why. I apologise.
On that note, can you think of any? What are some good father-son or father-daughter sports combos that come to mind?
Are you asking me athletes who have father and son, or father and daughter?
What else would I be asking you?
Just good good point, I suppose. It is morning.
Yeah. So I'm thinking Ian Healy and what's her name?
Not Jess.
Yeah, that's a worry.
Alyssa Healy.
Alyssa Healy. Yeah, that's a good combo.
She's niece. I don't think she's daughter.
For this podcast, she can be daughter. Gary Jack and Kieran Jack?
Yeah. Who, I don't know.
Hate each other, I think.
Do
yeah.
they talk to each other? Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. Look, there's heaps. I say that and then blanked immediately, but, we all know.
Yeah, we all know. What about, what's his name? Crouching Tiger, Hidden Thumb and his 9 children.
Yeah, well, that's a good one. If you were one of Hopewadi's kids, wouldn't you just see opportunity for a bit of a gag and kind of, when the camera's on you in the dressing room, just really look like you're warming your thumb up?
That's funny. I like that. Yeah.
Or
stretching the thumb.
Or, when there's a try celebration and the camera's on, you just go in, pretend to go in with a thumb and go,
the whole hand.
Yeah.
Did one of his kids, one of the good ones, leave league for a couple of years to do a mission or something like that? Does that feel right?
Oh, yes.
Is he back?
Yeah, I think that's
Will Hopewadi?
Yeah, that's the Canterbury guy.
Yeah. Also said he wasn't going to play on Sundays?
Yes, he did. I don't think that lasted long. Also, I'm in jail.
What about Hopper himself in jail?
I don't think Hopper's in jail.
I thought he punched a kid at like a children's rugby league game.
Yeah, I'm not going to... That's Monty talking. I don't know anything about that. So if any lawyers want to go after Monty, that's fine. I don't know anything about what he's talking about there.
Come at me, lawyers. Don't come at me, Hopewadi, though.
I was going to say, what are you inviting exactly?
Oh, no. Yeah, well, that's good. Yeah, please listen to our other podcast. You got any other sports stuff going on there?
No, not a lot. Still keep refreshing my McGill Google alerts to see if there's any more kidnap news. I don't feel satisfied by what we've got.
Isn't it suspicious how it's just gone away?
Yeah, well, I think that's got something to do with them being arrested and therefore them needing to go to maybe a trial of some kind, perhaps. But yeah, I'm not satisfied. I have no closure.
Yeah, I would love to know more about the McGilla deal. Hey, speaking of that, are we selecting cricket teams soon or something like that? Because has it already been done? Lampshade left out.
Oh, the West Indies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've already picked that.
No lampshade?
No lampshade required. Which is fine because
why no lampshade? He's been great.
Well, I don't know, but is he over in England? I think
maybe.
Yeah, I think they'd rather, people like Lampshade worrying about longer form cricket than stupid bloody ODIs.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm sick. I hate one-day cricket now.
Wow. Okay, go on.
It's just nothing. There's nothing. It's nothing anymore. You got T20, which has some excitement to it sometimes. But ODI is just not anything. It's not fast and interesting enough. It's not long and tactical enough. It's just shit.
Wow. Yeah. Well, look. Do you have a solution to that? You got it.
Stop playing one days.
Just take it down to 2020s and long form.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Why do we need them?
For a whole day of drinking at the SCG?
So go to a test match. We'll play more tests. You have 4 or 5 days.
We're not going to play more tests.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we should wrap there.
Hey, a greyhound. Oh, he looks nice.
And with that, we'll say goodbye for another week.
Goodbye now.
Hello, my name is Piers Grove and I'm a founder, publisher and managing director. In March 2022, I'd just been named Managing Director of Australian Geographic and set up Scout Publishing. Then everything changed. 404 Brain Not Found, the podcast for stroke survivors and their friends and colleagues. We explore the absurd experience and frustrating journey of stroke recovery. 404 Brain Not Found, a general experiments podcast on all podcast streamers.
My name's Stu.
I'm Rachel.
And we are fans
Obsessives might be the word.
of the 90s. The 90s. The 90s. The 90s. You can follow the podcast on your favourite podcast app. Rachel, what's the name of the show?
Swinging on the flippity flop.
Why the 90s?
We lived it.
We lived it, we were it.
Was it the best decade ever or the lamest? Let's find out.
Flippity flop.